All right. Where do Jalen Ramsey and Bobby Wagner play next
big
season?
flip-flop. Big flip-flop. Whew. I don't want to be a homer, but I've got the 30th. Fuck, how is it the 31st and not the 32nd? Oh, the 31st pick going to the Rams for Jalen Ramsey, and I think Jalen Ramsey's going to be an Eagle. I do. I think Bradbury's going to get paid elsewhere. Howie's going to look to fill that spot. Howie historically has used that draft pick to try and get a bigger talent or more from his
Can
pick.
you afford a Jalen Ramsey type? Because he's still got a couple years on that contract.
Brother,
no?
cap doesn't make sense. Not my problem. I'm not going to try and be the cap god
But
right
Bradbury was an obvious 1 year fill in $8 million or whatever he made, $12 million. I don't know the number. Ramsey is a little more of kind of a loaded situation. It's not really
you
just like
restructure
a
cap
1 year
doesn't make
Ramsey.
sense. Not my problem. As far as Bobby Wagner goes, that's a little bit more interesting of a story because Bobby Wagner, even though the Rams were disappointing last year, Bobby Wagner was Bobby freaking Wagner. Like he was all pro again. I think he's 9 years in a row or something as a Pro Bowl or whatever it is. So he's set to be a free agent, I believe. So he can pick where he goes. So I mean, presumably you think he's going to want to play for a contender. I think Buffalo makes sense, to be honest. They did it with Von Miller. They brought him in. It didn't necessarily work. I mean, it worked when they got a Super Bowl, but then Von Miller got hurt this year. And so I think Bobby Wagner makes sense on the Buffalo team.
Okay. I'm going to go Jalen Ramsey to the Lions. I am so excited for the summer of 2023 being the Lions summer. The hype train, them being at like 20 or 15 to 1 to win the Super Bowl. The script is already out on them being in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Like, holy cuddle session, Jared Goff this summer. It's going to be magnificent. So what drives more fun than taking a star like Ramsey, the loudmouth, coming from LA, planting him, reuniting him with Jared Goff in LA, in Detroit, although I would have to fact check this, but I feel like they have beef. I feel like Ramsey talks shit on Goff. He talks shit on a lot of quarterbacks.
I feel like
actually.
There's not a team that Jalen Ramsey could go to where he didn't talk shit on their starting quarterback.
No, but remember it was like 2 summers ago when he like created his list of like all these quarterbacks are absolute dog water. I'm not sure if Goff was on that list. Bobby Wagner, I think the assumption he wants to play for a contender. I think he wants to go play for a historically great defense. I think he's going to go to Pittsburgh. I have no clue why I feel that way, but it just feels like he would.
He could be. He looks like a Tomlin. He feels like a Tomlin guy.
Yeah, he's a Tomlin guy. Like I could see him in the black and gold. Him and Watt could make that D really
similar
really
to
scary.
like when they picked up Minka. It's like, oh, this is just like has it written all over.
It just
I like
makes
that.
sense. Yeah, and as a Ravens fan, that's the truth of me coming out. So I'm going with Bobby to Pittsburgh. We'll see who gets that right.
Would you say that the Rams, like the Rams went all in and now it's blowing up in their face, but it worked. So like you can't really be mad, right?
That's the model is you go for it, but that's what breaks the model is when you overload the cap with a quarterback who can't even stay on the field. So Bobby to Pittsburgh, Jalen to Detroit, to gross locate. I mean, leaving LA to head to Detroit and Pittsburgh, not the greatest